All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson on first down. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
At the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Check.
Now Jackson. Being chased out left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Jackson from the shotgun. He finds his target, Fuller. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
First carry now for Justice Hill, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action. It's Jackson. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll go with Hill here on first down. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. From the gun, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. That is caught at the 7. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Ready? Right. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. We own it. We own it.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues.
Ready? Switch. Slam. Hey, I got one.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
It's 2nd and inches at the 36-yard line.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll run here with Ballage. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 36 yards on the play. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd.
Here I
From the gun, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Josh Lambo on for the field goal.
And Lambo will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
Set, ready. I got. Check safety.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He's going to fire one. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Jackson now, operating from the gun. That's going to be caught by Samuel. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 50-yard line.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From midfield now, here's Jackson taking a shot for Samuel. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Here we go. Go to base. Chip. Go. Pick up the ball. Shit. Watch the twins.
On second down, it's Edwards. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. That's it. Max 50. Here we go.
On third down, Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. 23 yards, the final tally.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check three.
Play action. Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. And I think the ball's out. And the Jags grab it. And some room to work. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken short.
Let's go, baby. Over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They go play action now. Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And all the way down to the 26. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
You ain't doing nothing today. Whip. Watch the whip.
To throw is Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. In for the score. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my...
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. Well, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. To throw is Jackson. And he completes it to Cohen. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun, Jackson. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Pick it up, team.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. Open man is Samuel, complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Jackson. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. Third and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. This is taken at about the 14. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
This is how offensive coordinators earn their money. He thought he was ahead of the curve after first down.
Got 7 yards first down play, but then you get stuffed there on 2nd down, maybe just a yard out of it. Now your advantage is evaporated. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Check it back. Check it back. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
Ready. 10, touch scared. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. 49, check. Check 49.
Again, it's Cohen. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. That one good for 33 and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. Jackson now. Flushed out right. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
On the double. 36 the mic. I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
On second down, Armstead. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Yeah, that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Tight dog. Yeah. Motion. Mike 6. Mike 6. Drop deep.
Now Balaj. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. They could get it done. But guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Here we go. Hey, check Mike 6. Anyway, watch the run.
They try again with Cohen. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
It's 4th down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Jackson throwing on 4th down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Curtis Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And it's now 17-14. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
They're going to be stopped up on this 1st down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check 24. Check 24. Check. Lucky. It's free. Check 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Here's Jackson. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. This time, Jackson will throw it. And an alley to run. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this will get out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Hill. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal now in a 1-score game.
44's Mike. Check.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson Jackson, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
He's checking. Move. Hey, check Mike 6. I'm coming. Mike 6. Yes, boss. You don't want none.
Back to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down. Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Line 36. Check pass. Check 50.
On 4th down, Jackson. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Throwing now is Jackson. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10.
Mike 6. Mike 6. Watch the run. Watch the run. Hey, check Mike. Check Mike. Mike 6. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in the
can hang their hat on. So for the Ravens, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.